minute sign up.
I'd like to audition, Miss Darbus.
And onto center stage.
I'll sing with her.
We're soaring, flying.
He'll show the entire school there's something to sing about.
Is this some kind of joke?
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama. Welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our podcast.
And today we're covering one of the best and nostalgic Disney Channel movies, High School Musical.
Yes, this was Disney's very first and truly unexpected global phenomenon. And you most likely know the story. It's a basketball player who falls in love with a science student, and the two inadvertently become part of the school's musical and fall in love. But Troy must choose if he should follow his heart for singing, get his head in the game, get ahead in the game. It sounds ridiculous, but it works. But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click notifications on future podcasts and one of our videos.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Subscribing, sharing videos, commenting, everything you do. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. We're all in this together.
You're going to laugh when you find out how we end up seeing this movie. First, this movie, High School Musical, premiered in 2006, is considered a musical TV film produced by and aired on Disney Channel as part of the network's slate of original TV films. And this is the first installment. Now, when this movie came out, I'm sure all of you were little, or some of you probably weren't here. Rascal was the type of kid that didn't like musicals. She couldn't stand them.
True.
So imagine my shock when the day before this movie came out, she came to me and said, "Mom, I want to see High School Musical," and I almost passed out. And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, right.
Okay, let's watch it." So we watched the premiere like so many millions of others did around this country. Disney was not expecting what happened with this movie.
Right.
We absolutely loved it.
Yes.
So did the entire country.
Yes.
We couldn't stop talking about it. Neither could the entire country.
Yes.
We ran around singing the songs the next day. So did the entire country.
Yes.
This was pure magic.
Yes.
And the sad thing as a result of this movie franchise is Disney has been trying to do the same thing over and over and over again. They finally hit it with Descendants, and now it's being run into the ground. But they're trying to create this again, and it's not going to happen. It was really something special that hadn't happened for them and will not happen again. The stars aligned. Everything aligned. The writing, the directing, the producing, the costumes, the story, the actors that they got. And it wasn't a bunch of kids that everyone knew.
Right.
The music, the songs, the budget was $4.2 million, which wasn't a lot.
Right.
And they have made billions upon billions from this franchise.
Yes. And I think they utilize everything well, and it shows that how much they could do on a low budget. And there used to be a saying where you could do more with limits rather than unlimits, because usually people tend to go to personal things rather than the most creative things. Well, in here, they have very, very small budgets, so it looks like they made the most of what they had and made up for whatever was lacking in the story and whatever else. And it paid off because, as you said, not only was this movie successful, but it led to a trilogy, and all three movies were hugely successful. It was its own cultural phenomenon. And then, much, much later, they end up doing some sort of offshoots or spin-offs, which you kind of question, like High School Musical China, High School Musical the series, the whatever. And it was so weird. But when they had it in the beginning, it was an unexpected success.
So, returning to the first one, the stars was Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Lucas Grabeel, Allison Reed, Corbin Bleu, and Monique Coleman. The movie ran 98 minutes. And the one huge reason I would say for the success of this movie is it was fun. The second was that it talked about the cliques that existed in the high school. And they had different groups of children representing the cliques. There were songs made about the cliques and the competition going on around them, and how they were pitted against each other, and how this specific group of kids was trying to fit in.
Yes.
And ended up forming their own.
Yes.
And I think that's what probably made it so special for the kids that were watching it. It resonated with them. And they could relate to the characters.
Yes.
And what was going on with their own experiences in high school, in grade school, in middle school, regardless of their age. The kids that were watching this could relate to it. Because there were kids like you that were in high school that loved it.
Exactly. And all the merch that came with it was staggering. They had some everything for High School Musical theme they could use. They did it. And I think one of our best purchases after the DVDs of the trilogy would be they had a DVD game you could play. That was an interactive board game that actually ended up being just as fun as the movie. And it was legitimate questions you could answer about high school or about the film itself. And it was more about bringing in your friends or your family together to not only watch but also play it. So they utilized that very well in doing it. And you wish they had more games like this, but unfortunately they don't make things like that anymore. It's just those types of ones where they buy each thing now.
And quickly, since you brought merchandising, you saw so much of this stuff for years and years and years. Everything in the world that you could buy and they could slap High School Musical on, they did for the first, second, and third movie.
Yes.
There was nothing that you could not buy. There was merchandising for this movie. And they did the waltz on this where they were smart on it.
Yes.
The soundtracks, as you said, the movies, the games, and so much merchandising you can't even get into it. Anything you wanted, you could get.
Yep.
So what was really interesting about the development of this movie, they were trying to replicate the success of the first Cheetah Girls movie, believe it or not.
Really?
And they also were trying to replicate the musical success of a series that most of you probably don't remember. If you do, let us know in the comments, called Even Stevens.
Yes.
That we actually did watch.
Yes,
this
we did.
Stars Shia LaBeouf in his first acting role.
Yes.
As well as for That's So Raven. So they had a lot of purposes for creating High School Musical.
Right.
And I think that is another reason that it was successful. A lot of thought was put into this movie.
Yes.
A whole lot of thought. A whole lot of concepts.
Yes.
And coming together. And again, they were listening. And they paid attention to the people. And look how it paid off. You need to get back to this, Disney.
Exactly.
And then also they were trying to replicate Romeo and Juliet without the sad ending.
Right. Definitely could tell that.
So it premiered on the Disney Channel January 20th, 2006. And it became the most commercially successful Disney Channel TV film in history. In the U.S., it generated 7.7 million viewers its premiere, breaking the then record for the highest premiere of the network. Internationally, it saw considerable success as of 2019. Over 225 million viewers have been calculated as having watched High School Musical.
Wow.
It received mixed reviews from critics. Nobody cared because everyone was loving it.
Right.
And when you get to something like that, the critics don't matter. Sorry, guys.
Right.
They had songs from the soundtrack that reached the Billboard 200. Breaking Free reached number 4 on the Hot 100. And as we mentioned, there were 2 sequels, 2 and 3. High School Musical 2, and then 3 was called Senior Year. They released in 2007 and 2008 respectively. And Rascal and I were joking when they say should have never let them graduate.
Right.
They could have kept making movies.
Right.
But this is the most successful thing they have ever done.
Yes.
And they have not replicated. They've had Camp Rock and Teen.
Which they're making more of
now.
now.
Was it Teen Movie?
Teen Beach Movie, which was close. Yeah. They had experimental type movies, and some of them generally did well, maybe on their first movie, but then you didn't expect some of these to have sequels. And I think they should have gone back to doing a lot of one-shot films and no sequels, because the sequels tend to be no, not nearly as entertaining as the first one.
So, I think another big thing that left a lasting impression is several of the stars from this movie series went on to have careers, some bigger than others, but they went on to have successful careers as adults, and people still recognize them for High School Musical, and they're still known for that.
Yes.
And from what I understand, they're still appreciative and proud of the work they did with this as teens, which is great because sometimes the people get big-headed later and they're embarrassed about what they did that made them stars, but it's nice to know that none of them are. And that's a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
We know you've seen High School Musical. Let us know what you think in the comments. Did you see it when it originally came out? Did you watch it years later? If you've never seen it, oh my gosh. Tell us your thoughts on the movie if you are a fan. And if this is your favorite, which is our favorite of the trilogy, there's High School Musical 2 and 3. If you want to see either of those covered, let us know in the comments. If you haven't seen it, Disney Plus, DVD, give it a watch, come back, tell us what you think.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
And thank you so much for joining us today. As always, you are our specials.
Thanks so much for watching Master Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
Disney Channel proudly presents a new original musical with the sweet life of Zack and Cody's Ashley Tisdale, Zac Efron, Vanessa Ann Hudgens, and Lucas Grevio. High School Musical.